Hey, folks, welcome back to Mind Meld. It's your girl, Leah here.
And I'm Arsenio. We've got something really intriguing to chat about today. AI regulation and how the public gets involved. Exciting stuff, right?
Oh, definitely. But first, I have to share this wild story I heard from Dr. Alondra Nelson. You won't believe it. Dish! She had a shoulder holster for her old Palm Pilot.
Wait, a shoulder holster? For a Palm Pilot? Are we talking James Bond here?
Exactly. She was making a point about how we get so hyped about the latest gadgets that we totally overlook how we're actually using them.
Interesting. Makes me think, aren't we doing the same thing with AI these days?
Yeah, it's like we're so obsessed with what AI can do that we forget to ask what it should do.
Uh-huh.
And that brings us to the AI Bill of Rights. Have you heard about it?
Yeah, I have. Those 5 principles to make AI fair and responsible: safety and effectiveness, non-discrimination, data privacy, transparency, and human fallback, right?
That's the one. So let's unpack that, starting with safety and effectiveness. Do you reckon our current AI systems actually hit that mark?
Honestly, not really. We've seen AI models go haywire when they haven't been properly tested.
Right, like that chatbot that started spewing offensive language after just a day online?
Exactly. That was a total PR disaster.
Oh man, I remember that. Talk about an epic fail.
And it wasn't just embarrassing. It showed how unprepared we are for AI's unintended consequences.
Absolutely.
And what about non-discrimination? AI can be so biased it's scary.
Oh, for sure. There was this study I read where facial recognition software misidentified people of color at a much higher rate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when AI decides who gets hired or who gets approved for a loan, those biases have real world impacts.
Scary stuff.
And let's not forget data privacy. People are starting to freak out about how much of their personal info is out there.
Tell me about it. Did you hear about that app that was secretly collecting user data?
Ooh, I did. That was so sketchy.
Right? And it's being used to train AI without people even knowing.
Not cool at all.
So, do you think transparency helps with that?
To some extent, but like, who actually reads those terms and conditions?
Exactly. I just scroll to the bottom and click agree.
Same here.
So, even with transparency, it's not always effective.
Which is why human fallback is so important. We need a way to intervene when AI goes off the rails.
Like when you're stuck in an automated phone system and just keep shouting representative until someone picks up.
Oh, been there, done that.
Me too. Sometimes you just need to talk to a real person.
Agreed. And it's interesting how different countries are tackling AI regulation.
Yeah, the US is more about guidelines, while the EU is pushing for strict regulations with their AI Act.
Do you think the US should follow the EU's lead?
Well, it's complicated. Strict regulations might hinder innovation, but without them, we're playing with fire.
True.
And then you've got countries like Canada and China, each doing their own thing.
So it's like a global experiment in AI governance.
Exactly.
So it makes you wonder if there's a one-size-fits-all solution,
I doubt it. Every society has its own values and concerns.
which is why thick alignment is so important, making sure AI reflects the values of the society it's in.
But implementing that is easier said than done.
No kidding.
And then there's civic teaming, where diverse groups help identify AI flaws before they cause harm.
Kind of like the public being watchdogs?
Yeah, or crowdsourced ethics checking.
Sounds promising, but can it really scale?
Yeah, that's the big question.
So, with all these challenges, is AI more of a help or a hindrance?
I think it depends on how we handle it. Like any tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Right. In healthcare, AI could revolutionize diagnostics.
Absolutely.
But then there are deep fakes and misinformation spreading like wildfire.
Exactly. It's a double-edged sword.
So, how do we navigate this minefield?
Well, I think ongoing dialogue and responsible development are key.
We can't just set it and forget it.
Absolutely not. Tech evolves, and so should our approaches.
So, maybe we as users need to be more proactive too.
What do you have in mind?
Perhaps we should demand better practices and transparency, not just wait for laws to catch up.
Like voting with our wallets?
Exactly. Supporting companies that prioritize ethical AI.
But not everyone has the luxury to choose.
Good point. Which is why systemic change is necessary.
So, what's the big takeaway here?
AI has massive potential for good, but we need to be cautious and thoughtful in its development and deployment.
And that involves everyone, developers, policymakers, and us, the public.
I couldn't agree more.
So this has been a fantastic chat.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in to Mind Meld, everyone.
Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring.
Catch you later, folks.